You guys only like me when I'm dragging you, and that's fine with me. Here's what your go-to drink says about you. If it's a White Claw, you better be a college student because there is no other excuse. You definitely Facetune your Instagram pictures and you probably get cheated on, but when your most interesting personality trait is how many vines you can quote, I kinda don't blame them. If your drink is a beer, you have not eaten a vegetable or read a book in the past year. If your drink is a Cosmo, you are a certified ambassador of the girls and gays community. You're super hedonistic, you party a lot, you shop a lot. You are equally as likely to be found at a high-end cocktail lounge as you are at an underground dance club. If your drink is a martini, you're a bad bitch. You're the type to marry rich and then wind up making more money than your partner and probably cheating on them with a pool boy. You're super judgmental, but you're also funny, so no one really cares. You're also low-key a Republican, but as long as I get an invite to your Hamptons parties, I won't tell. I hate the girls on this app that are like, oh my god, when your man forgets that you're 4'5" and you're 50 pounds. Oh my god, when your man forgets that if he holds your hand, your tiny little baby wrist will snap in half like a twig. Oh my god, when your man has to register as a sex offender for dating you. It's so funny to me when people are like, oh, my life before coronavirus, I miss it. And then just show like a montage of pictures of them in dirty frat basements holding Four Locos. Like, baby, I'd rather get the virus. Your life sucks.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. But I'm only human.
Girls just do our hair and makeup for ourselves. Like, it's just to impress ourselves. Like, it's so empowering. Baby, speak for yourself. My 2 goals in life are to marry rich and impress the gays. That's why I do it. I see a lot of videos from young girls on here about how they're like unhappy with their body or they're depressed because they wish they were skinnier. And I just want to say, from a girl who is on the skinnier side, we're depressed too. So you might as well eat. One time in class, we were doing some assignment and the girl next to me turned to me and was like, ugh, I hate this. I just want to like drop out of school and marry some like old rich guy who's about to die and take all of his money. And I was like, oh, for sure. Like, make sure to marry a guy who has a lot of money in wine because it's one of the only appreciating assets that you don't have to pay an inheritance tax on when he dies. And she was just like, oh, I'm kidding. I don't know who needs to hear this, but the guys who like write poetry and paint their nails black are just as misogynistic, if not more, than like the way more masculine, fratty, rich dudes. So, do you want to be called a bitch in Bushwick or Saint-Tropez? I hate that like half the media I consumed as a child had a moral that was like, never judge someone for the way that they look. First of all, terrible advice. You should. Second of all, I want to start a children's TV show that has actual lessons that these children can apply when they become adults, like always have a nice watch, but never get too into watches because no one likes a watch person. Or no one really knows anything about wine, just swirl it around and go, it has a little, right? Yeah, that's what it was. Ugh. People never know what I mean when I say I'm an old soul. They're like, oh, you want to be like a housewife or something? Wrong. I would like to get diagnosed with female hysteria, and I would like to be able to buy chloroform and speed over the counter. If you ever feel like you're being too mean to a guy, just remember one time a guy told me he loved me for the first time via iMessage, and I disliked the message. Girlies, never forget that the idea that you're supposed to cook and clean for your man and spend all of your time trying to please him came from a time when men would finance their wives' entire lifestyles and then go off to war and die. And unfortunately, they're not keeping up their end of the bargain on that one, so it's time to stop treating them so well. It's funny because every time I make a video about dating, there are comments that are like, wow, and you wonder why you can't find a good man. Like, if you've ever dated men before, you would know that my hatred of men, my complete emotional unavailability, my inability to text back in less than 16 hours, those are all what make men like me. That's why I'm so good at dating. That's the key, baby. The reason why I'm cool is because I was raised by this type of white woman. instead of this type of white woman. That's the difference. Here's some reasons why I'm a bad girlfriend. Number 1, I'm overprotective over you. Number 2, I can never go to sleep if we're mad at each other. Number 3, I'll ask you for your Wall Street Journal login information, and then on every article, I'll comment something racist from your account. Number 4, I get jealous. I hope everyone understands that at the end of the day, I'm an artist. What I do on this platform is I create art. The only difference between me and other artists is that they seek to solve societal problems. I seek to create new, more exciting ones. I hate those girls that try to be relatable by being like, don't you hate it when you're dating a guy who like you love and you're obsessed with and you're doing him so well, and he's like always playing video games and he treats you like shit and he doesn't have a job and he cheats on you? Don't you hate that? Isn't that the worst, right? You know what I'm talking about. No, I don't. I don't know what that is. I've never experienced that, and your life sucks. Whatever happened to quaaludes and lobotomies? I was born in the wrong generation! Okay, I go to fashion school and I'm very confused as to what people who go to normal colleges like do at parties. Like, what do you, like a frat party, I guess? What do you do? What do you talk about? Like with a straight guy? I know how to talk to straight guys who are out of college because they have like interests and like a job. But like a 19-year-old, that's beyond me. What do you, don't you hate class? I hate going to class. I love alcohol. Wouldn't you so much rather be consuming alcohol than going to class? Is that what you do? What else is there to talk about with these people? I don't understand. This is a great question, and the answer is that I am annoying. For some reason, whenever people are like, how do you have such an interesting personality? You're only 20. I always think about the fact that when I was in high school, I used to be really into watching filibusters. Like for some reason, I would just love to watch politicians squander hours and hours of time. I was just so enamored by it. And I don't know if that makes me more interesting or the least interesting person on planet Earth, but either way, I'm pretty sure it's a symptom of a mental illness that like hasn't even been invented yet. Like, I feel like only me and like Elon Musk's baby have this one.